The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has made the decision to appeal the rulings made by the district court in the Ripple versus Say case, which is expected to continue until the end of the year 2025. Ripple plans to cross-appeal the claims made by the regulatory agency, as it continues to pose a threat to the cryptocurrency industry through its policy of regulation by enforcement. As the price of XRP continues to move in a stable direction this week, traders are getting ready for the impact. After much delay, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has finally handed in its Form C, which pertains to appeals in the Ripple case. The appeal pre-argument statement that is required by the United States Court of Appeals is referred to as Form C. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and close steward Alderati made vehement remarks about the appeal against Judge Torres' judgment, while the XRP Army contended that the agency had missed the deadline. But both of these statements were made in response to the appeal. The Securities and Exchange Commission is also accused of backdating the document and failing to notice the Form C filing date. A summary ruling involving Ripple's XRP sales through cryptocurrency exchanges, distribution to staff members and other individuals by the firm, and sales by CEO Brad Garlinghouse, who is also an executive chairman. The CC has officially filed a challenge against Chris Larson. In response to recent failures in the lawsuit, Binance and other litigation, the government agency that is led by Gary Gensler has started to launch an assault on the cryptocurrency business with regard to secondary sales. The Securities and Exchange Commission CC and Gensler have been condemned by Bitcoin business people like Stuart Alderode for their tactics and overreach. The recent increase in the price of XRP has been influenced by the lengthy lawsuit between the United States Court of Appeals and Ripple Labs. It is anticipated by a number of analysts that the appeals will continue to have an impact for a little period of time. However, the most recent moves taken by the corporation and the price expectations of analysts both point in the opposite direction. An announcement was made by Ripple not too long ago on cryptocurrency custody for financial technology businesses and banks. A number of agreements have been reached by the company regarding the implementation of the XRP ledger, and the company is on the verge of launching its Rula stablecoin. Following the debut of Realist, the price of XRP may hit $1, according to research conducted by CoinGuess on the cryptocurrency's price. Since the EC gave its clearance to the XRP Exchange Traded Fund ETF, the cryptocurrency industry has been bullish about the US market despite the fact that the company is launching indexes and futures in regulated marketplaces. Futures contracts for Bitamil XRP, on the other hand, were challenged due to the fact that the securities regulator stated that the futures contracts are governed by both the SEC and the CFTC. As a result of the appeal that the CC filed about the Ripple case, the price of XRP has only grown by 1 this week, with a low of 542 cents and a high of 550 cents for the 24-hour period. $0.54 is the current price that is being traded. Further evidence that traders are not interested may be seen in the fact that the volume of trading has decreased by a third over the course of the previous day. Attorney Fred Rispoli, who represents ProXRP, has stated that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission will be focusing its attention on XRP and the ongoing dispute that it is having with Ripple Labs. The purpose of the form is to provide information on the preparations that the agency is making for the appeal. Rispoli is certain that they will file an appeal nonetheless. Many members of the community are curious about the timing of the SEC's anticipated submission of its pre-argument statement. As a result of the court's decision to impose a civil penalty of $125 million on Ripple Labs for its institutional XRP sales, which the CCC contested earlier this month in a notice of appeal filed on August 7, 2024, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) made the decision to initiate an appeal in order to put an end to the SEC's enforcement-based regulatory agenda. As a measure of response, Ripple submitted a cross-appeal to the relevant government agency. Brad Garlinghouse, the chief executive officer of Ripple, has stated that the business has the intention of ensuring that the SEC's dart will be the fate of Alderati. According to the top legal officer of Ripple, the business is also refuting the accusation that investment contracts were involved in the SEC investigation. It was clear that Alder had a positive outlook on Ripple's chances of winning, despite the fact that he asserted that the SEC's appeal did not have a solid legal foundation. Form C, which includes further information regarding its cross-appeal, must be submitted by the 17th of October, which is the day after the SEC's opening brief is received, which should occur within a period of 90 days. Following that, both parties will reach out and shake hands before arranging a time frame for the briefing. Throughout the course of the hearing, Rizal had said that the CC's Form C will contain 4 key points that challenge the judge's ruling about the TORs. The key argument that Rizal is making is that the decision that TORs made about the selling of the program was improper. There will be a separate brief that Apple will provide to the organization. In the second place, Rispoli believes that the judge will take into consideration the manner in which the other disbursements of XRP are classified on the Form C of the corporation. In July of 2023, the judge came to the conclusion that selling XRP on the secondary market is not the same thing as selling securities. Following a decision, it was determined that other versions of XRP did not have a security judge. Additionally, the decision of the TOR to ban disgorgement will be a contested one. Ripple concluded by stating that the Securities and Exchange Commission would not accept a fine of $125 million, which is significantly less than the $2 billion that was demanded. It has been said by the attorney that the attorneys for the SEC may even question the XRP itself, arguing that it does not constitute a dicta holding or a security finding. Even though it is highly improbable that the SEC will triumph in this particular case, Ripple stated that the SEC has the authority to submit an application to a brief that addresses the subject. An increasing number of investors are showing interest in the possibility of launching an exchange-traded fund that will invest in XRP. In the beginning of the previous month, Bitwise submitted an application to the USC for an XRP DPF, and this is the following stage. Not too much longer after that, Canary Capital likewise submitted an application of the same kind to the Regulatory Bureau. The Canary XRPCF is an exchange-traded fund that tracks the market by utilizing data on the value of XRP in asset trades from prominent cryptocurrency exchanges. Despite the fact that Donald Trump won the elections in the United States, Nat JC, president of ETF Shop, feels that the size of XRP could still increase. Despite the fact that he acknowledged that it is not a certainty, DeRossi acknowledged that the acceptance of XPP will contribute to the creation of an atmosphere that is favorable to the activities in question. Following initial comments that the deadline was October 16th, a significant number of investors in XRP started to think about whether or not the Securities and Exchange Commission had actually missed the deadline. According to Eleanor Tourette, a reporter for Fox Business, the filing is officially slated to take place on October 18th. The intricacy has been increased as a result of conjecture on social media over the file date for the SEC's appeal. As a result of the ongoing disagreement between Ripple and the SAC, the deadline for submitting extra material has been extended to October 18th by the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is due to the confusion that has arisen around the formal filing date, which is commonly considered to be October 2nd. Speculation among investors that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) would withdraw from the action after it was disclosed that the appeal was submitted on October 4th is the reason for this. However, as a result of this delay, the value of XRP decreased, and by the time the deadline of October 18th was established, the price of XRP, which stands for XRP, was declining as a result of the ongoing legal struggle with the SEC. Even if virtually everyone is talking about the XRP currency symbol, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) still has time to file its appeal before the formal date of October 18th. In spite of the fact that many people were concerned that the SEC could miss out on the opportunity, Ripple will be required to provide a response 7 days after the filing was made by the SEC. After the conclusion of this period, all parties involved are required to reach a consensus on a timetable. In addition, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) might be given an additional 90 days in the year 2025 to offer a briefing. Due to the fact that the litigation is a drawn-out legal battle, investors are strongly recommended to exercise patience despite the fact that both sides are continuing with the appeals process. The recent developments in this well-known case will have an impact on the value of XRP, and it is anticipated that both parties will make substantial contributions in the future to the growth of the cryptocurrency market and become key participants in the industry. Ashley, Prosper has dispelled a great deal of confusion on the deadline for appealing the Ripple CC decision. Due to the fact that there are 3 primary papers that are currently being circulated on the SCSC for my timely filing, the XRP community is extremely angry about this situation. Each of these papers has a different perspective on the subject. The fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) missed the deadline when they initially brought up the topic of whether or not to file an appeal is becoming increasingly contentious, and it appears to be suspicious. As a means of gaining a more comprehensive understanding of the current state of affairs, let us examine the most important publications. Prosper provides an explanation for the situation by analyzing 3 separate documents, none of which are related to Form C. The explanation is shared on tidy mess together with the papers that are dispersed all over the place. The docket entries of the appeal that was submitted to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals are included in 2 of the documents, while the acknowledgement and notice of presence that was dated October 18th is related to one of the documents. Therefore, according to Prosper, relying exclusively on the docket date is not only unjust but also misleading. This is due to the fact that technical difficulties